You know how sometimes it feels like a brand is just testing the waters, seeing how long people will stick around? Well, Google's Pixel phones have officially hit Generation 10, and instead of playing it safe, they've packed in changes that flip expectations upside down. Some upgrades feel long overdue, some feel bold, and a couple are just flat out surprising in ways I didn't see coming. But does the Pixel 10 lineup finally give us the finished Pixel people have been asking for, or is it still half-baked brilliance? Let's dig in. Oh, and before we go further, welcome back, viewers! Sam here. If you're enjoying the deep dives, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who's been eyeing a Pixel. Now, let's get into the good stuff. Right off the bat, there's something sneaky happening with the base Pixel 10. Normally, you'd expect Google to hold back some big camera features for the Premier Pro models, right? Not this year. For the first time ever, the smaller, more affordable Pixel 10 comes with a 5x telephoto zoom lens. That used to be locked behind a 200 upgrade, but now you can get true optical zoom without stretching your budget. That's the kind of move that makes you raise your eyebrows and go, wait, Google actually gave us more for less. Of course, the pros needed a way to stay, well, pro. And Google's answer is something called Pro Zoom, an AI trick that takes long-range shots and rebuilds the fine details, faces, patterns, text, without turning them into weird AI paintings. It's a subtle flex, but in practice, it might be the difference between a blurry concert photo and one sharp enough to frame. And speaking of flexes, Google brought back a touch of nostalgia. Remember the original Pixel 1 with that indigo blue finish? That color is officially back. On the surface, the design tweaks are small, clean lines, a familiar bar, nothing radical. But the color lineup makes the base model feel fun again, while the pros keep their more serious, professional tones. But let's talk displays, because that's where you'll really notice change. The Pixel 10 and Pro models can now hit 3000 to 300 nits of peak brightness. Translation: these things can practically burn your retinas in direct sunlight, finally making Pixels competitive with Samsung and Apple in raw screen punch. Combine that with slimmer bezels on the Fold, and suddenly this lineup feels like it belongs in 2025. Now, about that foldable. Google didn't play the world's thinnest game like Samsung. Instead, they went for something more practical, the first foldable in the US. With full IP68 dust and water resistance. That's huge. Most foldables are treated like fragile art pieces. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold, you could actually take it to the beach without panicking. Yes, it's heavier than Samsung's Z Fold, but durability might matter more than shaving off a few millimeters. Inside, every device now runs on the brand new Tensor G5 chip, finally manufactured by TSMC instead of Samsung. That's a quiet but massive shift. Google claims 30% to 34% performance gains and a 60% faster TPU for AI. That's not Snapdragon killer territory yet, but it could mean cooler, more reliable performance and way better efficiency. Add 12 GB of RAM on the base model, up to 16 GB on the Pros, and suddenly multitasking on a Pixel doesn't feel cramped. And here's one I didn't expect: Pixel Snap. Think MagSafe, but for Android. Finally, you can snap on chargers, stands, and battery packs magnetically. No cases, no hacks. And with 25W wireless charging support, Pixels go from slow wireless to actually keeping pace with wired speeds. Only the Pro XL hits full key 2.2 speeds, but still, this is the accessory future Android fans have been begging for. Now, the software. This is where Google sprinkles in its signature magic, and sometimes it's chaos. Features like Magic Queue are designed to surface the exact info you need the second you need it, like pulling your flight details mid-text conversation without digging through email. Then there's Camera Coach, basically a live AI photography instructor that nudges you toward better shots. Cool idea, but maybe a little creepy if your phone suggests, hey, smile differently. The Fold even gets a sturdier hinge, upgraded glass, and a slightly wider outer screen, while keeping a chunky 5000 mAh battery. And yes, the cameras are familiar, a 4-AMP, main ultra, wide, and that new 5x telephoto. But the Fold skips pro zoom tricks because of different sensors. Fair trade, off, or sneaky limitation. That's for you to decide. But here's where it gets tricky. Pixels have a history of feeling unfinished. Bugs, laggy camera apps, features locked to certain regions. Those habits die hard. Voice Translate, for example, is supposed to let you have full phone calls in another language live. Amazing in theory, but right now, it mistranslates too often to trust. Same with Pixel Journal, which for some reason is limited to Europe only at launch. These decisions make you wonder if Google is still treating Pixels like beta tests. Even a decade in, the pricing, though, hasn't budged much. 1,800 for the Pixel 10, 1,000 for the Pro, 1,200 for the Pro XL, and 1,800 for the Fold. Pre-orders are already live, though the Fold doesn't ship until October. Considering all the upgrades, keeping prices steady is almost a surprise in itself. So, does the Pixel 10 family finally nail it? Bigger batteries, brighter screens, stronger AI, sturdier folds, smarter charging, it's all here. But then again, it's still a Pixel. The question is, will these changes make it the must-have Android of the year or just another almost perfect Pixel? What do you think? Would you grab the base Pixel 10 now that it has a telephoto lens or hold out for the Pro with its smarter zoom tricks? Drop your thoughts below, and let's see if Google finally won over its toughest critics, us, the users.